Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Witness. We are in the flower tower or greenhouse area, and we are on our way to solving the majority of the puzzles left. I think we're almost halfway there, because there's 135. So yeah, I think we're getting to that point, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for an opportunity to use that area that's covered by flowers on the outside, because I think that's going to be part of a puzzle at some point. Also, that looks mighty suspicious. Let's do that. There we go. It's a pretty interesting setup. I like that. Like I said earlier, I really appreciate that this game actually forces you to use the mechanics that you're learning as part of these other puzzles you can solve. Now, can I do anything here? I don't think I can. And the elevator's on the next level. So yeah, let's move upward. Now I'm going to have to remember how to do this. For now, I think we can just fly by with this. So what I've learned from this puzzle is that you pretty much have to... The real solution here is you have to separate all this stuff as much as you can. And that gets you to the end. And it doesn't look like we can look outside here, so let's move on to the next one. Yeah, so like these two, these three, these two, and these two, and these three have to be separated. I know there's a place where you can do this. I don't know if it's through there, though. Let's give it a shot. I may just have to step off the elevator at that point. Will that work? I don't think that'll work. Nope. Hang on a sec. I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's not working out so well. Okay, that's apparently going to take me here as well. Maybe if I just go like this. How happens if we just do that? That's just going to accomplish the same thing. Okay, I really want to separate those two from everything else, but this setup here at the end is what's concerning me. Maybe if we just do that. No, that's not going to work. I can't really get by with that. How did we do this before? I'm trying to remember how we even did this. Well, that takes us up to the second level, but I really want to get those two in the middle away from everything else. Problem is this. We know pretty much for sure that the end area is going to involve separating these, the three there on the right from the rest of this. So maybe if we do something like... No, that's not going to work either. This is looking awfully familiar, and I don't like it. Oh, that's right, this solution. There we go. Okay. Man, for a minute there, I thought we were going to be trapped in this area forever. Okay, don't get off here. Let's get off at the next level. I think this one is going to be important. We haven't even been up here either. Come on. There it is. That's very clever. Okay, anything else here? I don't think there is. It almost looks like that should be a part of a starting point, but it's not. We're kind of trapped. Is it going to go all the way up before it comes back? Yep, there we go. Okay. Is there anything back here? Come to think of it, is there one of these in every area? There might be. I don't see any secret recording things or anything. Alright. I wonder what happens if you were to do this at the bottom. Like, would you get crushed? Okay, so let's do this again. So this time we'll actually ride all the way to the top. Also, is there another floor to this? I don't think there is. I think that's it. Yeah, we made it all the way, so... I don't remember if there's any puzzle that involves using these flowers here. There may be. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. I guess you can look here and see, oh yeah, you can see this area from this green part. You could also see that from the boat too, but it's nice that they actually have that. It's a very well done puzzle, I like that. Alright, so there's a few puzzles that we can solve here on the mountain, I believe. Let's see. Go down. Oh wait, this goes down. I forgot this was even connected. Alright, so this goes to the fork, right? And I think the right one goes up to that other area. I don't think this is the area that leads to the end. It's the area that's over here. And if I'm not oh wait, no, this does lead to the end. Alright, I need to go to the other one. I think it's the other one. If not, then it's something completely different. Where are you? Down here? Yes. Okay, this makes a little more sense anyway. But you'll notice that there is a perspective puzzle right around this way involving these clouds. If I can just get the perfect circle there. Getting there. There we go. Not quite over here at the mouth of the waterfall, but almost to that point. Alright, so now, yeah, we can see those flowers down there, but I don't think those are anything we can do from this point at least. Anything over to this way? We already did that basin there earlier. I don't think there's anything else. We're standing on the statue's head. Or close to it. Yeah, I think it is the head. Alright, where do we go from here? We gotta go up this way, right? Alright, it's time to go back down into the mountain. This ought to be a doozy. And here we can see the whole thing. I didn't point out the statues here last time because we were listening to the Rusty Schweikert quote, but there's a bunch of people here who seem to be fully committed to their art, almost to a fault. And this guy is about to jump off this thing with his book, and that guy is trying to hammer into the archway, and this person's speaking to a crowd that's not there, and I don't know what this is all about, the photographer, but it's very interesting. Oh yeah, the archway. Forgot about this. There's at least a couple of puzzles here. This one. Whoops, this one goes on further than I thought. And then there's this other one with a white side to it. I'm I'm not sure where that's... I think it's over here. There we go. Somewhere around there. Very cleverly hidden. There's also another endpoint looking thing right there. There we go. Alright, anything else? I think that's it. I think that's all we can do from here. I don't think there's anything you can see from up here. Oh, wait a minute. No, there is. And I think we have to do that when we're further down. Tell you what, let me grab that real quick before we do everything up here. Because I will go ahead and... Whoops, this goes down into the mountain. I will go ahead and give you a minor spoiler about what's going to go down here. Once we go down into the mountain, we're not coming back the way we came. Where is the exit point? Here it is. Yeah, that bush down there is kind of a little bit tough to spot. And you may have to be closer to it to get to that. Alright, let's go back there and do it. There we go. That's pretty nicely hidden. I like that. Alright. Let's go back. And onward. To victory! I think that's going to be one of my new catchphrases. Onward to victory. Not that that's original, but I like saying it. It's kind of all you need for a catchphrase, right? I guess that and people expect you to say it. Alright, let's go down into the mountain once again. But before we do, I'm going to point out something that I didn't show last time. And that's there are 4 more panels here that have revealed themselves that are under the box. And this was actually here when we visited before, because we've solved all 11 of the lasers around the island. Remember earlier when I mentioned that there's only 7 that you need? Well, there's only 7 you need to get into the mountain and use this, but you can alternatively go over here once you get all 11. It sounds like that did something, although an immediate scan of the surrounding area doesn't really seem to reveal anything, so we're just going to have to find out what that is. Oh, here we go. This light is on. This wire thing is on now. Okay, so we're going to have to follow that and see what we can find. Alright, so the first thing that I can remember off the top of my head at least is that you can get to these walkway puzzles from underneath where you're standing and solve them from there as environmental puzzles, so we'll do that real fast. I don't believe there's actually anything you can do from this point. There's at least nothing that I can see. Maybe there's some super secret Easter egg that I don't know about, but there's no environmental puzzles that I can think of. Okay, so from here we can solve this. But of course that's not the only exit for that area. We also can do the other way. Because I think we can, right? Can we? Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. We may have to save that for later. Tell you what, yeah, let's save that for later. This one... I guess we can solve this whole thing from here, too. This one area here... I actually don't think we can do this yet as well, as far as configuring it differently to each different different thing. We're just going to have to come back to that once we're done with this bottom section. Whoops. There you go. Okay, so looks like we're going to be getting to the area that I thought we were going to get to a little bit earlier than we thought. don't think there's really anything you can see with these boxes, or other than the triangle puzzle. What is that a model of? I can't place it. Those almost look like those giant train car type things near the quarry area. Oh man, all the bad memories of this place. Okay, I don't think there are any environmental puzzles to find here other than these two. So let's do them. Oh, can we not do them? I guess we can't do that one. Okay. We can do that. So I'm guessing what we have to do with this is we're going to have to get it to another endpoint that's not one of these blocked areas. In other words, we're going to have to make sure this ends over where this ends. So we're going to have to resolve that at some point, but I'm not going to do that right now. Instead, I'm going to do this. Because this puzzle was not here before, you might recall. And this one involves the triangles and knowing how to work them. So as long as you know that the 3 triangles means turning around, then you're pretty much okay to go on this one. And this could be an issue here. Except not. There we go. And we opened a secret door. And this is what we were looking at earlier. We were wondering about this area. I don't know. I think... No, actually, no, I do. The panel that we used earlier was... to open that up was the... oh, they got sealed back. But the wire that we activated by opening up the secret end path of the puzzle at the top, I think was that panel. Which in turn opened up the secret door area. Alright, so I think what we need to do with this is isolate all these guys. Maybe? This is a little tricky. Let's see if we can figure it out. Let's do that, except that one at the top needs to be threaded with this move, so that's going to be problematic. Maybe we do need to get these separated then. But if that's the case... No, because these 3 lines here have to happen. For sure. So the game almost seems to be suggesting that I have to do something here. I just don't know what yet. Very interesting. I don't know what to make of this one. Maybe if we went here... Oh, here we go. That was a really well thought out puzzle. Alright, so there's nothing in here. We just go out this way. Looks like this is supposed to be an elevator shaft, but there's no elevator or way to call it. I seem to recall there being a environmental puzzle somewhere here, but I could be wrong. Seems like we found an old mine shaft or something. Ooh, what have we got here? A bunch of random puzzles? They are a bunch of random puzzles. Just what the doctor ordered, right? Alright, we solved one of them. So yeah, earlier I mentioned that there was a bunch of puzzles we hadn't solved yet that were mostly concentrated in one area, and this is where that is. This is going to be interesting. Okay, how are we going to pull this off? So we've got 6 squares here, 4 here, which makes 10, and then 11. The thing about this one is we need to figure out how this relates to the rest of the environment. Because presumably, this and this have to be connected. But if they are connected, then they have to be connected through a certain common denominator, and I'm wondering if it's this. So if this were laid on its side, or wait, you don't even have to do that. You could just put it here, and then place this over here, and then that there, or something like that. I don't know if that's actually the... Well, no, because this has to be in the mix as well. Ooh, that's problematic, isn't it? Okay. Okay. You could have a situation in which this is here, right? And then... Well, wait a minute. That wouldn't work. See, the thing that's holding this up is this little thingy right here. That's making the puzzle a little bit more rigid. So maybe if we transpose this way, maybe the whole thing would be a little bit more easy to solve. So right off the bat, I'm noticing that putting this together in such a way that it's 2 by 3 presents this additional issue of making sure this is here and this. So that's going to be problematic. I'm just assuming that all 4 of these things have to be in the same contiguous formation, right? I mean, it makes sense. So maybe these 2 are not supposed to go inside one large formation. Maybe that's not how it works. But if that's the case, then how does it... Well, no, it has to. It has to, because if we leave the other one alone, then it can't exist by itself, so that's not going to work. Okay, let's think this through. Let's just assume that the whole formation is here. If that's going to be the case, then we've got a problem, because we have to bridge through here with 5 squares, and that would mean orphaning this, which is not going to work. So scratch that. That's not happening. We could do these 4, or these 6. I know how to count. And then maybe this as a 4th one. But problem with that being... Oh, wait. I think I see it. The L shape here, the 2 by 3 combined things here, and then the 1 here. Will that work? I think that'll work. There we go. Nice. Alright. Ooh, this ought to be fun. So are these like a bunch of unused prototypes or something? Oh, great. One of these. Okay. How many different colors are we dealing with here? I'm going to say that these colors here are different from these colors here. So this stuff here at the bottom seems to be different. Okay, I think I got it. So like these 6 here are different from these 5 here. And these here, I think the pattern here is... Okay, if this is really a rainbow, then this goes from purple, and then it warms up to red, and then presumably by this point orange. So I think this is the same as this, and maybe even this. This is not the same. I think this would belong with this, and this as well. Wait a minute. No, I don't know about that, because... Hang on. No. This can't... All of these have to be different. All of these here. Because if this were like a 2 by 2 set of squares that were different than the ones next to them, then we couldn't draw lines through them. So I want to say that this is with this group right here, because these are getting warmer, but they're getting warmer on a different... Well, hang on. The other problem with this whole thing is that this is also transitioning further down the rainbow this way, right? So, if that's the case, these two are probably the same, if I had to make a guess. These might even be the same. So, let's just piece together what we know. This is getting warmer and this is getting cooler. So, yeah. I don't know if that really means a whole lot, but I am noticing that these yellow spaces here... You know what? I think that actually might be the solution, is to use the diagonals, because the whole rainbow is a diagonally based. So let's work with it on that level. So, if I had to make a guess here, so we know that these are all different. Or this is different from this, I should say. So, this is different from this. This is different from this. So that passes that test. This is different from this, which is different from this. So this and this are within the same set. And this are the same. And then we go over here, where these are in... Okay, so let's just refer to these as Group 1 and Group 2. So for the sake of explanation, this is Group 1, this is Group 2. Alright? So this and this are Group 1, this and this are Group 2. Then over here, this and this are Group 1, this, and this are Group 2. This, and this are Group 1, that's Group 2. Then this and this are Group 1, these are Group 2. Man, there's going to have to be a lot of lines drawn through here if that's going to be the case. And then over here... Well, now we're out of the range of this stuff here, so I don't know about this now. But I want to say that this is Group 2 right here, and then this lone square right there is Group 1. Which would mean that this is Group 1, this is Group 2, like all this is Group 2. And that probably means that these are Group 1, and I don't know about that. That one could be Group 2. I don't know, though. So let's just work with what we've got here. Let's just go with that. And then this one up here, these are obviously different than those. So let's cut those. Oh, this middle section is what's really tricky about this. So I think we actually need to extend this over here like that. Problem though is this other stuff could be an issue, because it seems like I have to turn around right there from wherever I'm going, because these are all Group 1s right here, which by extension means that this has to be a Group 1, right? It almost has to be. And this is a Group 2, so how am I going to... Wait a minute, wait. Is this a Group 1? Yeah, it is. I think we determined it is. Didn't we? Because we determined that these are Group 1s as well. Okay. I see how it works. Okay. So let's start with this, but then we're going to go over here next, grab that, and then go over presumably this way. Get you guys all in an area like that. Does that work? It does! Yes! Oh man, that was really satisfying. Okay. Cool. You know what? Let's go back down so we solve these things in order. We need to do the shaft in here. Okay, so we got a bunch of these tetramino, or... Well, I guess they're not all tetraminos, but a bunch of these puzzles. Tetris piece kind of puzzles. Okay, what do we do with this? Is this a... Oh, it's one of these. Okay. So we know that there's 7 squares for each of these, so presumably all we have to do is just find a formation that works for both, right? Yeah, that's going to totally be easy. So let's see what we can come up with here. If we place this in such a way that... Oh wait, no, this has to be included in the mix. So maybe we place this here, and then the other one we could do... How are we going to fit that? We do that, and then that, right? Or no, that was the problem all along, so we couldn't fit them that way. So maybe we need to put this, the L-shaped one here, and then this one here. Like this, maybe? I think that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so then this one's not a mirror-y one, but... let's see, this, okay. Can we do that? I think we can. Yep, we can. Oh, it's a series of puzzles. Interesting. Oh, it's one of these. One of the... I miss doing these ones that force you to think differently each time. Okay, so we can't adopt the same strategy we had last time. We're going to have to figure out a different approach. And I'm guessing it'll involve using this up here since this is not broken anymore, right? So let's try that. There we go. Alright, what can we do with this? Can we do kind of the same thing we did earlier? Oh, we have to end over there. Oh, of course it wouldn't be that easy, right? Okay. How can we handle this one? Maybe if we kind of stacked them like this, that might work. Oh, wait, except we kind of have to be a bit smarter about that. Okay, so this would be... Okay. I'm already seeing some issues with this approach. I don't think we can make the inside part of this match up correctly. Unless we did it down here, maybe we can do it down this way. Let's try this. There we go. I think this will work. And then we got this one, which is... Oh, we have to end up there now. Ah. So we cannot stair-step it like... Well, wait a minute. No, we can't just isolate this square, because that can't be closed off. So maybe if we do... Maybe the formation up here like this, it would work. Maybe? Like that. There we go. Alright, what do we got here? We got kind of a similar challenge. Okay, that's going to be the easy one. Now we're going to get some harder ones, right? Yeah, I can't go up there anymore. Alright, how are we going to pull this one off? So maybe we have to switch them or something. Like maybe we go here and then there. Maybe. Oh, except we can't go up there. Ah. I see what you did there. That was clever. But maybe we can do something similar with that formation. Aha! Okay, so something else that's sort of similar, but now we can't use that solution. So maybe we have to use the other one we were thinking of. So that one involved this being here. No, actually we can't, because that would isolate this square and we would have to build around it. So that's not going to work. But maybe we can do something else. Like go here and then here? Will that work? So there and there. Wait a minute. No. There we go. Something like that. Ooh, we got some more. Some more. What else do you have for us? I really want to use that solution I found earlier. And you know what? I might be able to here. What? Oh, wait. That was the wrong... Whoops. Wrong thing. And I can't quite go down there. Ah. That's a bummer. This feels right, though. I don't know. It just seems like you should be able to do that. Especially since this is in such a central spot. So if that's going to be the case, maybe putting it like that, like where we invert it. Like, kind of like the reverse of the original. There we go. And then we get one more. Can we please do the awesome solution I was thinking of? Because that would be awesome. Just saying. Yeah! Oh, wait. Not yeah. Yeah! Woo! See, I was a few steps ahead of the game there. Alright. So now we get some... I'm going to just go follow the wall around here. I don't know if this is one with 3 empty spaces or one with... Wait a second. One with 2 empty spaces. I'm inclined to think it's 3, though. Okay, the question is, how do we use this? Because this is kind of a little weird. I suppose what we could do is we could put a column here and then a... The problem is that we actually have to include this in the formation, right? Like, these actually have to be in the grouping. So maybe we do something like this? Does that work? But how does that work, though? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then the other 2 are not 5 spaces apart. I mean... Or, yeah... They don't have 3 spaces within them, so I don't see how that works exactly. Okay, so this one has a square, a 2x2, and then an L shape here. But then the spaces we eliminate are diagonal, which is a little bit odd. So this, we have to touch this square at least. I think I see how to do this. There we go. So yeah, what you do is you eliminate this one, but this one would be counted twice, so if you eliminate it, you're eliminating one of the uses of it. So the square covers this, but we're eliminating this and we're eliminating this, because this also covers that. And we get that in the process. Alright, so this one is another mirror one. And this is a little interesting, because this has a vertical one, but this one has a horizontal one. I'm not sure how that... Oh, wait. No. It can be read either way, so it's totally fine. Okay, so we just have, like, one more series and then one... Or wait, is this all one part of one big series? I'm going to assume it's all one part of one big series. And this looks like a doozy. Oh, boy. So we have to have this L shape, and then a single one somewhere, and then 3, and then this. Oh, boy. Alright, so the L shape can cover here, right? That's possible. The 3 one could go down here. The 1 can go down here, and then the smaller L can go here. Let's try that. Okay. So now we have to solve it differently, since now there's a gap there. Okay. The tricky thing about this one seems to be that, because there's only so many places that can go, right? Either way, let's see, how many spaces are covered? 5, 9, 11, 12. 12 spaces. So let's put it this way. If we were to go over here with it, there's only really a few places you can even put this thing to begin with. I feel like this is a good spot. The question is, where do we go from there? And I feel like the smaller L could go up here, right? This is really confusing. I'm almost tempted to put it in the same spot, but then adjust a few other things. Like maybe just making the same shape, but maybe that's it. You just make the same shape, but just draw it differently. There we go. Okay, so now we get a completely different set of shapes. We get a 3, 2, 1, so that's 6, and then this, so that would make 10. And somehow this cluster of 4 either has to be avoided at all costs or used altogether. Okay, we got our work cut out for us here. And then there's this 1 that's way over there. Knowing this game, I'm assuming this is going to be used in the formation. That seems to be kind of obvious. And it may be wrong, but this... Now here's something interesting. If I stretched all the way here, I can put the 3 here, the L here, the 2 here, and then the 1 here. So maybe that's how you do it. You just do this. So that is 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Alright, so now we got another one. Okay, I'm willing to believe that this one actually involves avoiding this, just because the shapes are kind of around it instead of it being in the middle of all the shapes. So, let's say this was down here. We can put it there, and then we can stack the square. No, that's not going to work, because then we can't reach this. Ooh. And the thing is, we can't rotate any of the shapes either, so that presents an interesting conundrum. Okay, let's think this through. I mean, we do have to use this, but I'm still doubting it, because all in all, we're only using 10 squares. And we can't rotate anything. See, that's where things get really sticky, is that we cannot rotate anything. I'm just seeing what we can do to connect all of this, and I'm not sure it's doable. The thing is, this cannot live here. Like, the actual L shape up here can't be here, because it doesn't fit there, unless we use here, so... But this has to encompass both of these, which is why I'm thinking it goes down here. That would make sense. So maybe at the end of the day, what we need to do is we need to put the... We do need to use this, and we need to put the square thing here, and then that there. So why don't we try that, if I can get the shape down. I think we need to wrap it around like so. There we go. I actually really like this series of puzzles. It actually forces you to piece these together in interesting ways. And this one, I feel like we can just do this, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think that's all the puzzles in here. We got all the stuff done. Did I see a tape recorder? Or a digital recorder.
God bade me behold the sea, and I saw the ships sinking and the planks floating. Then the planks too were submerged. And God said to me, those who voyage are not saved. And he said to me, those who, instead of voyaging, cast themselves into the sea, take a risk. And he said to me, those who voyage and take no risk shall perish. And he said to me, in taking the risk, there is a part of salvation. And the wave came and lifted those beneath it and overran the shore. And he said to me, the surface of the sea is a gleam that cannot be reached, and the bottom is a darkness impenetrable. And between the two are great fishes, which are to be feared. Nefari, circa 970. What?
I'm going to the store. Do you want a sandwich or something?
Wait, what?
I've been standing there for like an hour.
I didn't want to interrupt.
And I don't like sandwiches. Have you ever seen me with a sandwich? Why would you think I want a sandwich?
Sorry.
No, I need some sleep.
It's okay. We're all working hard.
I just want to read it right. We're gonna be hearing this a lot of times. Every little thing matters because it gets so multiplied.
It's good. It's already good.
Thanks. Yeah. But we've kind of picked high goalposts. Every little bit matters. Oh, can you get me a coffee?
That was weird. You might recall we heard that quote earlier with the what ahead at the end of it, and then it ended. We were wondering about that, and it seems like we're starting to get some answers here. It seems like these people are actually deliberately working on leaving all these recordings behind. The question is why, and who are they? We've already seen all this evidence around the island of people having inhabited it at one point. We don't know exactly why they did inhabit it or what their purpose was. Also, is this not a... Oh, it's not. Okay, I thought this was going to be a symmetry puzzle, so I was preparing myself for that. Okay. So I suppose it doesn't really matter where you start. You just... Are these all like this? I guess they are. Okay. I guess you're able to start wherever you need to start. Okay, so that actually makes this significantly easier. Alright, so... Can we just go around this? Like this? I'm assuming so. That's 4 horizontal lines of 3, right? There we go. And so this one has another set of 3, but then it also has that. Which makes me wonder if you need to do something like this. It makes it quite a loud noise when it's doing that, doesn't it? Okay, maybe what we need to do is do this part first, and then we'll end with the other stuff. There we go. Okay, this looks simple enough. I feel like we've seen this kind of puzzle before. I don't think you have to solve them with each endpoint done if you want to get credit for all of these. I think this is fine. Okay, so if we do... Wait a minute. That may not be right. Is that... No, that's non-negotiable as far as orientation goes. Oh, okay. That makes this a little more interesting, doesn't it? Okay. I see what you're doing here. So I actually have to go there. So let's do this, and then... Oh, but there's no exit point there. Ah! That's kind of a little mean. So can we do it from here? Yes. I believe this is possible. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Okay. Let's head up this way. I think there's an environmental puzzle somewhere here. I can't remember exactly where. Oh, we will solve that later. I happen to know what that is. Okay, anything strange up there? Nope, there's not. Keeping an eye out for any more of those recordings. Okay, this looks familiar. It's been a while since we've just done a puzzle with only these things. Okay, so we actually have to travel on certain points on these. That's an interesting twist. Let's do that. There we go. And this one kind of has a similar thing going on. It's nice to do these easier puzzles again. It's kind of a nice reprieve from all the tougher ones. Oh, wait a minute. think I spoke too soon. Hang on. Let's go do that, and then this. There we go. And this one we start in the middle on this one. It's interesting. Easy peasy. So what do we got here? We got one of these multiple pointed ones. Okay. Wasn't exactly difficult. I think the puzzle involves that hole over there in the cavern. I just have to figure out how. I know there's a way to do it. What's this? Did we go here before? No, we did not. This is new. Oh, this must be that elevator shaft. Alright, I'll play with that in a minute, but let me look around here. First we got a triangle puzzle. I love solving puzzles. Oh. But we have a bit of an issue here, because we gotta do that, so we gotta do this. There we go. What is this? Oh! Wait a minute. I thought this area looked suspicious. So there was a point to all of this. Okay. What about up here? This looks like the bottom of that perspective puzzle. And we got star things. I like star things. There we go. So where does this go? Oh! I didn't even know there was a gate up here. So where does this come from? Oh, this area. I guess we didn't explore this path earlier. I want to say when I first played through the game that this was a little more obvious on a first playthrough because I was doing a lot more fumbling around, but on a subsequent playthrough it's definitely a little different. Okay, so this puzzle is one that's really easy to miss in the greater context of solving all the puzzles, but we'll go ahead and solve it. I don't remember. I think there is a second corresponding one at the bottom, so we'll have to make sure we solve that to go back up. Okay, that wasn't exactly a long ride. Does this just call the elevator if you need it to? Can't remember. I'm completely lost here. There we go. So I think if you do the reverse, you should be able to get to the top. There we go. It's got to jump back on real fast. Okay, so I think we are just about done with this area. We just need to do a couple more things. First of all, we need to find that pillar thingy. There it is, but before we do that, I think there's a couple of other things we can do. One of them I want to do is do the puzzle over on the... There it is, right there. So somehow you can view it from... where do you view that from? Do you view it from the elevator shaft area? It looks like you should be able to, but not really. No, you gotta view it from farther away. Now there's definitely something else going on here. I'm also keeping an eye out, here we go, for any more of these.
Then the occupant of the first would shout to keep him clear. And if the other did not hear it the first time, nor even when called 3 times, bad language would inevitably follow. In the first case, there was no anger. In the second, there was. Because in the first case, the boat was empty. And in the second, it was occupied. And so it is with man. he could only roam empty through life, who would be able to injure him? Shuangsu, 4th century BC.
So, how'd it go?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Wait, what?
No, it's not. It's normal for me. I never remember my dreams. If I try right when I wake up, I can just barely remember fragments. And later in the day, even 20 minutes later, those fragments are gone. Unless I write them down. And if I read them later, it's like these are ramblings of a crazy person.
Yeah, but then how do we know there aren't any side effects? I mean, do you remember everything else about your life?
It's fine. I mean, we're just doing suppression, not lobotomies. I mean, everything is still there. In dreams, we often take on personalities that are a little different. We forget details of our waking life and remember fictions in their place. How does that happen? Well, we're just using the same pathways. It's fine. But really, how should I know if something's missing? If you forget a few random little things, how would you remember that you forgot? Nothing big is missing. I don't think. Wait, who are you again?
Oh, God. Why did we let you go first?
First hasn't happened yet. I was just dipping my toes into the pool. Real first happens when someone dives right in and gets to decide for themselves when to come out. Who's that gonna be? You?
I long for the days when we weren't sure we'd be doing anything this scary.
It'll be fine. It's not scary. It'll be fun.
So fun you don't even remember?
Okay, no. Shoo. I want to re-record this one before I go home. I have some new ideas about it.
What? Because of the test?
Yes. Because of the test. Possibly.
I thought you didn't remember anything. Interesting.
Yeah. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, that was intriguing. Seems like somebody's conducting experiments or doing something sketchy, or I don't know. Certainly cause for plenty of intrigue. Okay, I think it's... I forget. There. Oh, I forgot about that one. This is kind of an extension of the puzzles earlier that we found in the portal-like rooms. You guys might recall that we had those really annoying-looking ones. Oh, so this is basically an extension of that, except it's a little harder. We can use the exact same solution. For once, we can actually use the exact same solution. How about that? Okay. Are there any more recordings? I'd be curious to see if we can find...
It's just the new teapot beeping. It boils fast, but that beep bothers me. Moving on?
So, next I want to raise this problem, which is that I think we don't have enough smart representation from materialist atheists, physicalists, anything in that neighborhood of ideas. And I've been trying to do something about that, but it's hard. The problem is that most coherent atheist screeds are focused on defeating some specific idea of God, or are angry about the historical activities of organized religions, rather than, say, from first principles, making a good case for the impossibility of any concept of God, which would be more like what we're after.
I'm having the same problem. So many justifications of atheism devolve into assertions of the implausibility of Bible stories. Someone like Bertrand Russell, a very advanced thinker, but his commentary on religion all seems to be like Why I Am Not a Christian. Very limited in scope. It is way too small compared to the vision of God and the pieces we're juxtaposing.
Can you repeat that last part? You kind of just dropped out a little bit.
Oh, just that it's a very provincial idea of God that's usually advanced in those arguments. Sometimes even a straw man God. And it doesn't have much in common with the God visualized by Cusa or Spinoza or the great Sufis or even Einstein, whoever. So it just doesn't play on the same field.
When people are explicitly pushing materialism, they're usually philosophers or writers, not physicists, not people who actually do the frontline work of understanding the physical world. With the heavy hitters in physics, it's very hard. It's hard to find good statements that aren't just arguing against straw men. And it's strange because in the modern age, a reasonable portion of working physicists are atheists. Not all by any means, but a reasonable portion. But it's hard to get strong and articulate statements from that sector.
Yeah. I mean, the closest you get is somebody like Feynman, where science gives us a great degree of certainty about certain things. But outside those, it's not a good idea to tell ourselves nice stories and speculate. It's just best to realize we don't know yet about the bigger questions. But we have a lot of fun already. Paul Dirac was at least a staunch atheist at one point in his life, but I don't know if he has direct statements on record. Keep an eye out.
Dirac was far from a materialist, though. He believed the universe is made out of math. That's an oversimplification, of course. He even mentioned God a few times in an Einstein kind of way.
Wow, this is all so crazy because among scientifically educated people, it's the cultural default, right? If you're a scientist or a computer programmer kind of person, atheist materialism is supposed to be the basic belief. If you're not a materialist, you're stupid. But if we can't find anyone who makes a good case for it, how does that happen?
Well, it's easy to be convinced of the absurdity of stories in common Christianity, Judaism, whatever. So, if that's your picture of spiritual beliefs and you have an aversion to digging too hard into your own worldview, which most of us do, then there you go. Anything that seems religious is goofy Bible stories, and materialism is anti-religious. And it's the general impression that smart people are materialists, and I want to be smart, so case closed.
Also, there are all these so-called spiritual people who believe basically anything and try to convince everyone.
In addition to goofy Bible stories, did I forget to mention ghost stories, astrologers, spoonbenders, and all kinds of frauds?
It's a ton of noise. It makes it almost impossible for an outsider looking in to see high-quality thought in the world of spirituality. If I can even generalize spirituality to one thing. So it's easy, if you're already leaning toward materialism, to see these flaky spiritual people, extrapolate that to all spiritual people, and say all that stuff is garbage.
And so it worked for me, for a while.
Okay, but despite all this, there's a large contingent of present-day real scientists who believe in some form of atheist materialism and whose beliefs have been carefully considered. So we need to ensure we respect that viewpoint.
It's
I
so
remember
frustrating.
Sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Carl Sagan has a good piece in Demon Haunted World, where he talks about science as a profound source of spirituality. But he doesn't mean mystical spirituality. He means just pure dedication to truth and the development of a wise perspective on our place in the world. It's nice, and it's a picture of atheism that isn't hostile or contemptuous.
Yeah, I read that, and what you're talking about is a beautiful piece, and I tried to get it, but Sagan's people want too much money.
Can't we just pay more?
No. It would trigger a bunch of most favored nation clauses, and we have to pay everyone a lot more, and we go broke. So, no Sagan for us. It is a shame, since he was such a great thinker, and eloquent, too.
Okay, I think that's it for that one. I'll come back to that in a minute, but man, we did a lot in that time. We finally found the thing, the environmental thing, and we were able to locate another recording, which I think is below this landing, if I'm not mistaken. It's down here, so let's listen to that while we solve the next thing. The pillar that you saw over there that we just solved opened up that new puzzle that we were able to just get access to.
Just reading these wells, taking my seen them.
Yeah, I don't think it pays to be too neat. There want to be some traces of us for the intrepid to find.
What do you mean? Any visitor to that island is going to hear quite a lot of us, if they look around.
Oh yeah, no, sure, but I mean, showing what's happening behind the scenes a little bit to ensure we keep some authenticity. Because if we get too concerned with saying a bunch of wise things in the least personally revealing way, then we're basically putting up a front, in danger of it becoming a false front. It's a slippery slope, and you know how easily we could slide into pomposity. Nobody wants that, but would we notice if it happened? Or are we too close to the project? Look, I just think if we include some of our interactions, show that we aren't these transcendent, perfect beings, that we get stuck sometimes. We get into arguments or get depressed. Then at least it's not a false front. At least we're not hiding.
Authenticity is good, yes, but you can find human drama anywhere. I mean, we're drowning in it from day to day. We're supposed to be building a quiet environment away from drama, not celebrating it. Look, these are objects of contemplation. These are about focus and clarity. We agreed at the outset.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to change any of that. Just a little added twist, tucked away deep. It doesn't have to be drama, it's just reality.
Reality. So, what, we should record a meeting and stick it in?
Maybe. But we already have some good stuff. Oh, like that little encounter the other week where you offered to buy a girl a sandwich?
Oh.
Her mic was running, so it's in the archive. Look, it's fine. In context, it's perfect, because we're not lecturing from on high. These recordings are part of an endeavor built by human beings. And they aspire to truth with a capital T, but we also have to remember that they cannot actually get there. We should be clear to the intrepid that we know this. I think it'll make it better.
Okay, sure. We'll at least see how it feels. On that island, we are going to be in very susceptible states. So, be careful with it.
Okay.
Seems I get to be the pioneer of being mildly embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and also, I'd to let you know, I'm recording this conversation right now.
Oh, come on.
Sure.
What? It will make it better. Trust me.
Okay, so I think that's all of the recordings in that area, at least the ones I could find. There may be more, but they told us some interesting information, and at least they inferred some interesting information about the people we've been hearing in the recordings. Most notably that it seems like this whole island is an experiment of some sort, and that it's been built by somebody, and that somebody has gotten these people to record, or maybe the people themselves are the ones who got themselves to record these little nuggets of wisdom from all kinds of different perspectives, which is something I think we noted earlier. Also, I think there's an environmental puzzle to be found somewhere here. I'm just not sure where. All of these panels that we're seeing are not... here we go. All these panels we're seeing are not workable. But if I get in there... Nope. How do I get this one? Okay, there's got to be a way to do this. There we go. Alright, we have arrived at what many people would consider to be the hardest part of the game. And this, essentially, is a giant challenge where all your skills are going to be put to the test. Now, you'll notice over behind us, over in that area, there's a way out. But we're not going to do that quite yet. Instead, we're going to focus on this first. So I'm going to spend the next video going through this and explaining what it is. And I don't really know how long it's going to take, how many attempts it's going to take to get past it, which is going to be the tricky part. I don't really quite know how this is going to go down, because this is going to be random. There is no predictability other than the elements used in the puzzles and the time that it takes to solve it. But because it is a timed challenge, and because the elements are random, I have no idea how long it's going to take me to solve it. So I'm going to spend at least one video attempting to solve it, and I'll probably be recording until I finally do in separate chunks to the point where I actually do solve it, if it goes on longer than that. So next time we're going to attempt to take this on, so strap yourselves in and get ready for some repetition, because it's going to get real here. So until then, thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will catch you on the flip side. So take care and see you next time.